On Deji 360, we don't just ask the questions. What is wrong with amending the Constitution the way the National Assembly members have been doing it? We seek answers.
The Constitution is constituent.
Our problem is not lack of laws. Our problem is lack of the willpower to implement our laws.
Answers that provide clarity.
While we negotiate, we should try to make it a point that the girls must be complete.
The clarity you need to make informed judgment so that you can make the right decision and take action. People are saying it is you politicians that are responsible for this, that you are the reason why this is happening.
All these dollars that call themselves governors in this country.
I wish we had people like Tony at the National Assembly.
God forbid that I go to join that panel.
Deji 360, providing clarity to issues.
Welcome back. Another issue which has dominated headlines in the past week is the decision of the National Assembly to postpone its resumption date. The lawmakers have been on recess since July 30 and were expected to resume on September 25th, but that has now been pushed back till October 9. The reason for the postponement, according to Senate spokesman Sabi Abdullahi, is the ongoing party primaries. Political parties are expected to conclude their primaries before October 6 and submit candidates by October 9. Now, most senators are chasing their party's return tickets in the 2019 elections, while a few others, like Senate President Bukola Saraki and his predecessor David Mark, are chasing presidential tickets. But the decision to postpone National Assembly matters to pursue their personal interest has drawn the anger of many stakeholders who say it is not right for the lawmakers to pause legislative duties for such a long time. Joining me to discuss these concerns is Raphael Ire, the National Coordinator, Project Rescue Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. So the National Assembly has postponed plenary till October 9 for the fourth time since the Eid al-Fitr holiday, while key issues are pending in the country and are in need of the attention. What do you think of this?
From the concerned Nigerians and Nigerians as a whole, it's really pathetic with what we are seeing right now, because there are so many urgent bills that are really waiting for them to come and give it attention. And most importantly, the one I want to speak on now is the bill from the INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, for the general election for 2019. And it has been lying on their table for the past months. And we Nigerians, we are calling on the National Assembly to do, as a matter of fact, to come and give it the proper attention it needs now, because we just have less than 5 months now to the general elections. And if they don't come back to do the necessary things that are needed for the passage of that bill, you know what the implication is, whereby INEC will now be telling us that, okay, because of the time frame, we will be unable to conduct the election as when due, which is February 2019. So the reason they gave us that they keep on postponing the resumption date is based on the parties' primaries across the federation, that they don't want a situation whereby they will come back at the end of the day, primaries will set in, and they will be running around again for the primaries, that they should be given the opportunity to finish the primaries before they will come back. But on that premise, we're still on our own, and all the well-meaning Nigerians, we are interceding, because this will seriously have a serious implication on the polity.
So what impact do you think this could have on the country and its politics?
You know, for peace and stability of the country, if the election is not held when is supposed to be held. You understand? Because right now, so many of the materials that INEC need to use for the election next year, none of them is being produced here in Nigeria. So many of them are being produced outside the country, where they need to at least make the purchase, and you know how many days, how many months it takes for something to come to Nigeria. You understand? So a situation whereby they don't come back early enough to resume and take care of this, because this is the most pressing one right away as I'm talking to you. You understand? The politics is heating up, and APC primaries is tomorrow. You understand? Why the National Convention for PDP is on the 5th and 6th of October, which is next week, Friday, Saturday. They're in Port Harcourt. You get it? So, and once the primaries are done, the next thing is the general election. So that's why we are calling on all well-meaning Nigerians to come out and pray to the National Assembly. What they are fighting for, which is the primaries, is normal. It's okay. But our national interests should take precedence before their personal interests. You get it? And even though they are on a section, it doesn't really take anything away from them. Still going back to the primaries to do, and at least the primaries is just a day, 2 days thing. You understand? Thank God is for PDP, even for APC, is tomorrow, which is Saturday. For PDP, it's Friday, Saturday. And Senate, they don't even sit on Fridays and Saturdays. Their sitting time is Tuesdays to Thursdays. So they have ample time to deliberate on all these things, still get back to do their work. So that's just the only thing.
And we do hope that come October 9, the Senate would actually meet and not postpone plenary any further.
The whole thing is centered on the fact that we are pleading with them to reconvene, to do this in the national interest. You understand? Let's not play politics with our national interests. National interest should take precedence over every other interest. You understand? And being that they said it's the primaries, that is still the same thing we are begging them, that them sitting and deliberating on this will not take anything from them in the primaries. You understand? So we are calling on everywhere, meaning Nigeria, their families, their friends, to intercede on the behalf of Nigerians, just to see how we can get them to work on this, because that is the core thing we are into now. You understand? Like I said before, this is end of September. By Monday, we are celebrating Nigeria at 58. You understand? And there, the year is already over. And once the primaries is done by this week, next week, the politics is heating up already. So whatever thing everybody will now be talking about is general election, nothing else.
Indeed, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll take a short break now. And when we return, we'll be looking at issues concerning the current labor strike. Do stay with us.